Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Today, we are looking at the Starship Troopers control bug. This one comes to us from the second movie, The Hero of the Federation. So, control bugs represent a distinct species within the arachnid genus, known for their ability to subjugate human hosts upon infestation. They systematically terminate their hosts and commandeer their bodies, effectively manipulating them as puppets for further to further their agenda of the arachnids. All right, so Starship Trooper film universe. The control bugs infiltrate the human body through various cavities and orifices, such as the mouth, before burrowing directly into the brain to exert control over the host's mind. Initially, victims may exhibit no outward signs of infestation. However, their health gradually deteriorates as the bugs consume them for subsistence. Once the control bugs have depleted their hosts to the brink of death, they either self remove or are extracted, allowing them to propagate and initiate a new cycle of infection. The sole documented incident involving these bugs occurred on Hotel Delta 185, where their objective was to infiltrate the Federation High Command by infecting General Jack Shepard. Through the General's potential transmission of Federation leaders, the Arachnids aim to severely undermine humanity's military capabilities. Their first recorded human infected by the control bugs was Technical Sergeant Ari Peck, whose infection rapidly spread throughout Hotel Delta 185, infecting all occupants except for three individuals. I'm not going to go through the whole list of everyone, mainly because I think that would kind of negate the need to actually watch the movie, which it was an interesting movie. I really did like the movie. We do have a couple pictures here, so we get to see as someone comes in. They're not really affected at the moment, and then we get to see them starting to go through the infection, and as it starts taking over their body. This is it as a small bug, I believe, and then nope. Let's see. Oh, that was the infiltrator, and then last but not least, we have the fully mature uh, infiltrator bug, control bug, as it then goes on and tries to infect others. All right, with this, let's get on over to D6 Holocron so we can see what our stats are for this and how terrifyingly evil these little buggers can be. All right, so looking at the control bug, it does have a dexterity of 40 plus 2, a perception of 3D, a con of 4D plus 2, so trying to convince everyone else that everyone is perfectly fine, a height of 60, and a sneak of 60. We have a strength of 1D plus 1. They're not the strongest bugs out there, but, um, you know, the fact that they hide and then they infiltrate people is their key asset here. We have odorousness of 0D, a move of 7, so they are actually slower than our galactic standard. Size is zero point 0.1 meters long, and then all these special abilities. They do have a bite of strength, which is a 1D plus 1, plus 0D plus 1. So their actual bite attack is 1D plus 2. Natural armor is going to be a 1D plus 3 to resist damage. We have blind sight out to 10 meters. Dexterous attack. Due to their nimble nature, control bugs are able to use their dexterity rather than their strength to attack. So, for attacking ability, that would mean they'd have a 4D plus 2 to try and attack someone. Grappler control bugs almost exclusively opt to grapple in combat, given their tactic of strike from the dark at the backs of their targets automatically grants them a control bug grants the control bug a 2D plus 2 bonus to grapple rolls. Mind bondage, once they kind of grapple and successfully hold for 3 rounds without being killed or forced to release the victim, they fire tendrils into the victim's brain stem and nervous system. This allows the control bug to manipulate the target as if the victim or get to know the knowledge and everything else from the victim's thoughts, memories, and all that fun stuff. And it's also wall crawler. So this little bugger likes to crawl on walls and hide. Description: bug control bugs are deadly and dangerous. New element to the arachnid offensive against the advance of humanity, designed to breed specifically to take their bipedal creatures. Control bugs are very potent, albeit subtle, weapons that or with the added benefit of being almost undetectable should they wish to hide themselves without riding a thrall. They attach themselves to the base of a victim's skull, which allows them to grapple far better than they normally would, and making detection difficult. Once they command the slave and put on a heavy jacket or top, so on and so forth. So, much like the movie, it gets kind of tricky trying to figure out who's controlled, who isn't. And unfortunately, sometimes I think I remember in this movie, because I watched it 2 or 3 times, um, there were a couple innocents that got killed because they were thought to have been under the control of the control bugs. So once you have that fear going rampant in your ranks, it gets very easy to take somebody out that you think is in control from something else. So, with that being said, that's all we have on this one. As always, thank you for stopping by. I always appreciate you visiting. I hope you're doing well, and I will see you in the next video.